Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Let's see what's going on for today. Hope everyone had a good Monday and everything went well. I trust it did. It is Tuesday. It is school day for me. I have class tonight. I actually enjoy my Tuesday night classes. It's a motivational interviewing class, and we actually get to go to class online, but you know, most of my classes are self-paced, and I don't know, there's something with the interaction with another person that makes it, I don't know, I feel like I learn more. And then she has these in-class assignments that you do with another person. And I guess if you're a human services social work major, kind of hard to do on your own, right? Kind of need that interaction. But anyway, yeah, I look forward to Tuesdays for that. So, I don't know what you guys have planned for today, but I will be doing that this evening. I have my group therapy thing in the morning, and yeah, should be fun. Anyway, here we go. Let's get the current energies for today, for Tuesday. Let me get the energies for Tuesday. Energies for today. Current energies for Tuesday. Current energies for Tuesday. There we go. So you've made a decision. Two of Swords in reverse is that decision that you've made, that the battle between good and evil has stopped. You're actually starting to lean towards the, if I can get the glare to stop. Oh God, you guys, I really need to work on these lights. I think it's funny that I have not worked on the lights, and yeah, might be a message in there for us. Who knows? But Two of Swords in the reverse. This one says confusion, indecision, information overload, or a compromise. I see it as a compromise because I see the decision has been made and the battle between good and evil is over. So there's some sort of compromise that's happening today, which is good. Compromise is always a good thing. I don't feel like it's indecision. I do feel like it's actually a decision. So what I'm noticing with the swords is the crisscross, right? We had that last week with the crisscross, back and forth. You got to give a little to get a little. You've got to compromise. And in that compromise, you will find peace and, I don't know, clarity maybe. Maybe there's some clarity in there. That's kind of weird. All right, tell me about this Two of Swords in reverse. Tell me about the Two of Swords in reverse. Tell me about the Two of Swords in the reverse. Two of Swords in reverse. Fell on the floor. All right, give me a second, guys. I kind of hate when they fall on the floor, but we'll take it. Page of Pentacles. This is new love. New resources, new childlike quality of energy that is your resources. So that's maybe like a new job. A raise, maybe? Either way, I know. Sorry. Sorry. That was funny. Made me laugh. It was my childlike qualities coming out there. But I do feel like this is a new job. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a job in the 3D. Maybe you're realizing your new spiritual mission. Maybe, paired with this, you've started to realize that the compromises that you're making are the lesson, are the new spiritual lesson, is the new job. Maybe that's what you're meant to teach. Maybe that's what you're meant to learn, is that compromise, and that's your new job. You know, compromising, I won't say compromising your values, because we never want to do that, but I will say compromising your, the non-deal breakers, okay? I had a therapist one time ask me, interesting. I had a therapist ask me one time what my deal breakers were in a relationship. At the time I was involved in a relationship, and it was not going well, and I was distraught by it. And she asked me, what are your deal breakers? And make a list, you know, and what are those things you cannot live without? And then what are the things that you're willing to compromise on? So I feel like that's what this is. This understanding that your job is to denote your deal breakers and your things that you are willing to compromise on. You have to know that about yourself before you get into a relationship. You don't want to be figuring that out while you're in the relationship. For the record, the relationship that I was talking about did not last. It did not come to fruition in the way that I had expected it to. But you know what it did do? I have my very best friend in the world now. And no, it didn't go in the direction I wanted it to go, but I am truly grateful and truly at peace with the way that the relationship ended up. It took me a long time to get there. A lot of work, a lot of acceptance, radical acceptance, and a lot of understanding that it had nothing to do with me. At the end of the day, it had nothing to do with me. Anyway, really long story for a couple little cards, but I think they're big cards. I think these are lessons that we need to learn. We need to understand our job is to be true to ourselves and allow others to be true to themselves and compromise. Or if that means walking away, then walk away. But it's not fair to put expectations, to be attached to outcomes with other people. And if you have deal breakers, guys, then understand that they are deal breakers and walk away if you need to. All right. More energies. Okay. Yeah. Four of Cups in the reverse. So this is not walking, not in the Four of Cups. She's offering a cup and he doesn't even see it because he's looking at the three empty cups, right? And the 5 empty bottles, really. He's drowning in his own sorrow, but this is in the reverse. So it's more like he's starting to see there's more out there than what he thought. It's, I'm going to look it up. It is a new outlook, or direction. Let me see. Is it direction? No, I think it's a new outlook. He's looking at things from the opposite way. He's starting to see that he had to try 3 times to get the 4th one to come in. You know, you have to, like they say, the 3rd time's a charm. I think I say this a lot when I get the 4 of Cups. The 3rd time's the charm because the 4th time is success. So give it one more shot. Give it one more try. Look at the other 3 as stepping stones. And I'm just looking at his feet. He's got bare feet. He's starting to understand. And she's in the water, but her head is out of the water. So she's in emotions, but she's thinking with a clear head. And this could be your divine feminine and your divine masculine. You know, all within you. Your masculine is starting to understand that you have to just sit back and receive. It's not all about the action. And that will bring things in for you. I mean, guys, if you are constantly running, who can ever catch you? Right? Sometimes, I think it was my dog Dakota when we lived in Laughlin. There was one time she got out and she was running amok in the neighborhood. And my friend Kim at the time, she decided that she was just going to sit down. She sat on the curb and just sat there. And you know what? Dakota came running to her. When we were chasing her, she kept running. But when we stopped and let her come to us, she came right away. So I think that's what this 4 of Cups is. It's time to sit down. It's time to sit down, let things come to you. Quit trying to fit the square peg into the round hole. I almost feel like this is a little bit of a backslide, but you're starting to understand that that's your lesson. You're starting to understand that that's the job that you have to do to get to the next level, right? There's times that we have to, we see things we don't want to see, or we don't see things we don't want to see. We don't look at those things that we don't want to see, but we're starting to pay attention to those now. And at least we see it now. At least we know, right? It's better to know than to not know, because then you can work with the energies. So a very feminine time. We do have a a full moon coming up, and full moon in Aries. So that should be interesting. We've got the Chariot, very fast moving energy. These things are going to come in very, very fast, guys. Look how fast that Chariot's moving. And she's directing it, and he's just hanging on for dear life. You're starting to submit to your feminine energies and understanding that your masculine energies they have to just come along for the ride at this point. They've done their job. It's time to let the divine feminine be in control for a minute. And things are going to move very, very quickly when you do, right? Things are going to come about. You'll manifest quicker. The dog will come to you when you sit down quickly. It's not about making it happen. It's about letting it happen. And when you let it happen, it moves very quickly. To the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is the documentation. Remember we had this last week, and it was the document and observe, right? Well, now it's time to put that stuff into action. It's time to learn from that, and it's time to let's see. It's time to understand that it may not go the way that you thought it would. Okay? She was observing. She is drawing on history as her guide, if you will. So just because things didn't happen in the past doesn't mean that they won't happen now. So this might be giving yourself bad advice. You're looking at things through a historical lens. Maybe you are making assumptions that made sense 10 days, 10 years, 10 months ago, but they don't make sense today. Okay? Every person is different. Just because you encountered a certain person and they acted a certain way and it meant a certain thing doesn't mean the next person that acts that way means that thing. We want to, and there's going to be times that you'll be right, but this time you're wrong. This time you're wrong. Go within, guys. Go within and trust your intuition. This is you trusting your instinct. Ooh, and the card just moved. This is you trusting your instinct and not your intuition. Do you remember we talked yesterday about intuition being that which does not speak? Body language, vibes, energy, all of that. And I'm just realizing, guys, I didn't light any candles today. I did the sage, but I didn't light any candles. So that's kind of weird. But I digress. Anyway, interesting. You're in the middle of these decisions, right? And the Chariot, the number 7 card in the Major Arcana, this is what you're here to learn. This is the major life lesson that you're in the middle of letting things go to allow them to come in quicker, right? Allowing what is instead of trying to turn it into something that it's not. And compromise between two people, compromise among, between your divine feminine and your divine masculine, between your good and evil, compromise. Find the middle ground. Find that victory in the middle ground. Your new job is figuring these things out, and they have nothing to do with another person. This is your job within yourself to understand that you need to look at things differently, that you have done a lot of work. Now put that work into practice and allow it to come in, and quit looking at things through a historical lens. All right, I'm going to leave the tarot portion there, guys. Let's get a Mermaid Oracle. We might switch up the cards in the next day or two. I don't know what cards we might switch to. We'll just have to see. Maybe the tattoo ones. Those are kind of fun. Can I get some advice for today, please? Advice for Tuesday? Advice for Tuesday. Some advice for Tuesday, please. There we go. Mystery. It's mystery. Let things unfold. You don't have to know everything all at once. Let them unfold. Let them happen in their own time. Allow. And that is literally, when you're okay with mystery, then you're not attached to the outcome. And look, the glare right there at the top. You don't have to know everything. Just let it be what it's going to be. And understand that just because it looks like a certain thing from your past doesn't mean it is that thing from your past. Let things be new. Let them unfold. Let them be their own version of whatever it is that they are. Okay? Be here now. Be present. And understand that life is a mystery. you know? And as we start to figure these things out, we can stop and we can allow the dog to come running to us. Okay? I'm going to leave that there. Let's get a magic card. Let's make some magic today, guys. You want to make some magic? Let's make some magic. Let's see. What magic is with us today on Tuesday? What magic is with us today on Tuesday? What magic is with us today? What magic is with us today? What magic can we count on today? What magic can we count on today? Triple moon, embracing all aspects of yourself, the divine and the earthly. Mind, body, spirit. Mind, body, spirit. And you know what? It hit the Four of Cups. The card did when it flipped out. And see the 3 cups there? Mind, body, spirit. And then you can become whole. You've got to get those 3 in line, guys. If your body's off, then the other 2 are going to be off. If your mind is off, the other 2 will be off. If your spirit is off, the other 2 will be off. They have to come into alignment. All aspects, you know, embrace your spirituality, embrace your health, embrace your mental health. Take care of that. Take care of that. And then, you know, your earthly, your 3D self, your job, your responsibilities, all that needs to be attended to, not just one of the 3. Okay? I'm going to leave it there. We'll talk in a minute. Much love and light. Hey guys, how's it going? So, good reading today, I think. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. Couple names. We had Dakota, my puppy Dakota, and Kim. I don't know if those names mean anything to you. And then we had, I mentioned the dog quite a bit. So I'm actually going to read from the book about the dog. Stephen Farmer, Spirit Animals. Love this book. I use it so much. Dog. There is such a vast diversity and variety of dogs that only the general meanings are offered here. Meditate and research on the characteristics of any particular dog to discover the specific meaning and purpose. Keep your faith strong no matter what's going on in your life. It's important for you to volunteer for something purely in the spirit of service. Remain determined and resolute even if you face some negativity or disappointment. Show your love and appreciation in creative ways to those you're closest to. Give your loyalty to those you love and cherish. So, there you go. I don't know, that was for somebody. The numbers we had today were 10, 10, 10. I said 10 months, 10 years, 10 days. So yeah, ending of a cycle would be 10s. And also the new beginning. It's the end and the beginning because it reduces to 1. But look up what 1010 means to you. October 10th, maybe? I don't know. What else could 1010 mean? October, 10th day, 10th month. I don't know. That's all I got with that. Talked about, in the beginning, I talked about how the human interaction with the in-person classes, I would learn more, right? Guys, that's the same thing with our spirituality. We can learn everything there is to learn about ourselves and about our spiritual growth and our evolution and whatnot, but until we practice it with another person, it really doesn't mean much. I'm trying to think of a good example, and I'm not sure I have one. But know that people are being put in your life to practice the lessons that you're learning, right? It's in-class assignments, if you will. I don't think we're quite at the exam level yet, but, you know, look at those things as in-person class assignments. The lights in the reading. Oh, because I talked about the lights in the reading. So I haven't adjusted the lights yet. I would say I don't have time, but that would be a lie. I do have time. I don't have, I don't know. I mean, I need to install a light above the altar and just haven't done it. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how I want to do it, whatnot. I don't know. I guess I can't visualize what it's going to look like, what it's going to be yet. So until I can do that, probably not going to happen. I took a hit of my vape and when I was talking about the Two of Swords in reverse and I said the crisscross. I don't know what that might mean to somebody, but crisscross jumped out at me. When the Page of Pentacles came out, I called it New Love, and then I flipped right over to the Pentacles reading part of it. Page of Pentacles does not mean new love. It does mean a new job. But later on, as I was reading the card, I said, the card was dark. So I lifted the card up into the camera, like by accident. I wasn't paying attention. And the whole card was dark except for, where is it? I'm going to show you. Except for this, I can't even see it now. Oh, that's weird. But it was right here. This little heart chakra piece was lit up. And so I felt like that was confirmation that the new job is in fact love. It's new love of self. It's your job to love yourself. It's not anybody else's job to love you. It's yours. Then the card fell and the camera jumped when I mentioned a therapist and deal breakers, when I was talking about that story with the therapist. I don't know. Maybe that means something to you guys. Maybe it's telling you to get a therapist. Maybe, I don't know, talk to your therapist, something. Anyway, yeah. Then I said relationships didn't last. Oh, when I was talking about my relationship that didn't last, I was actually talking about my friend, who's my best friend now. And I picked up the crystal with my left hand and moved it over to the right side of my altar. I don't know why I did that, but I was talking about that relationship when that happened. And I feel like that was, you know, I moved him from boyfriend material to friend material, maybe. I don't know. And I wasn't attached to the outcome at some point, and then it got better. You know, I let it be what it was going to be. The Four of Cups in the reverse. I said, not walking, and then I stopped. And then at one point when I was reading it, I said, it's time to sit down. You know, let the dog come to you. Not walking. Don't walk away. Don't walk to. Just sit down and let things come to you. All right? Quit trying to chase them, is what I think that meant. And then I talked about, when I was mentioning the full moon in Aries, the Chariot card kind of jumped a little bit. And so I'm thinking maybe that this full moon in Aries will have some sort of effect on you that will happen pretty quickly. I don't know if you guys do full moon ceremonies. I do on occasion. I haven't in a minute, but I don't know if I'm going to do it or not, to be honest with you. And let's see. Then I contemplated for a while when I got the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. I literally there was a uncomfortable pause in the video in the speaking of the card. And I feel like that's what it's going to take. You have to really stop and think about these historical things and looking through this historical lens, and not believing that what you think is true is true. People are different. We all have free will. You know, I could stumble on a person that is much like my ex-husband, and because he looks and acts like him doesn't mean he is him. Right? I don't know. But be present, be here now. Understand that your historical lens, although it could be right 85% of the time, there's going to be that 15% when it's not. So, and trust your intuition. When I said that, the Chariot moved again. Guys, your intuition will tell you more than your instincts will. Your instinct might be to run, but your intuition is to stay. Your instinct might be to stand and fight, and your intuition might say, you know, surrender. I don't know. But a lot of times they're going to be in opposition. And I think the message there is it will go quicker. Your lessons will go quicker. Your evolution will grow quicker if you trust your intuition. And then I talked about, I hadn't lit any candles, which I thought was really weird. I still am not sure why. Think about what a candle is and what it does. You know, it lights the way. Maybe it's time to, and we have the mystery card. So maybe it's time to sit in some darkness, in the unknown, and not know everything. Maybe that's just what it is. And then I said, make some magic. And the triple moon hit the Four of Cups when it fell out. The Four of Cups in the reverse. Mind, body, spirit, guys. Your mind, body, spirit have to be healthy, or should be healthy, before you start to venture out into relationships, right? You have to be at peace with yourself. You have to be okay being alone before you can be with someone else. Like, that just, it took me so long to learn this. And it's one of those things that it sounds so easy, right? But sitting in your own energy, being able to be in your own energy alone, is not something we do very often. We don't give ourselves the opportunity to do that very often. And when you can do that comfortably, when you can sit in a room with another person and not say a word, you're comfortable with your own energy. You don't need constant validation, constant conversation, constant whatever. It is a very empowering place to be. I had an opportunity to be alone for 40 days. I won't tell you the circumstances surrounding it, but I was completely alone for 40 days. I wasn't working at the time. School hadn't started. And I literally spent 40 days completely alone with my dogs. And learning myself, learning my energies was something I wish I had done 40 years ago. When I allowed myself to be around other energies again, I started to be able to tell the difference, the shifts. I could feel the shifts. I could feel when it wasn't my energy anymore. And it was empowering, because I could then say, no, I don't want that energy. You keep it. You keep it. My moods weren't dependent on everybody else's moods around me anymore. My son could come home from work and had a terrible day. And, in the past, I would have taken on that energy, and I would have let myself have a bad day as a result. I would have, absorbed it. After those 40 days, my son comes home from work and he had a bad day, and I'm like, dude, that sucks. I'm so sorry. What do you want for dinner? I'm not going to absorb it. I don't need to be that empathetic at that moment. It's not going to help him. And it's not going to help me. And then I learned to project my calm. I think we talked about that last week too. I was in therapy when these people were kind of, scattered. Their energy was really scattered and hyperactive, I guess would be the way to describe it. And I wasn't having it. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. And I projected my calm. And it works. It's your intention. It's the magic that you have within you that you need to find. Okay. So, yeah, I guess that's about it for today. And we will talk tomorrow. Much love and light, guys.